Hello, Julie here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. If you are new here and you enjoy my video, I would love it if you would subscribe. Okay, and to all of my subscribers, thank you for that and I really appreciate it. Now today I'm going to start a new journal and I'm going to use an altered book. So I've been over to the op shop and I bought this book, $5, and I bought it because I like the size and the cover's nice and plain. It's got a bit on the side, but that won't matter. And it's got easy to get at signatures. Now this is the first altered book I've done, so I'm just going by what I've seen on YouTube, and I'm going to share with you how I think it's done. Firstly, you find the centre of your signature. There we go. And you can see, I don't know if you can see or not, but there's strings, or the binding is there. So I'm going to use my seam ripper and I'm going to cut that binding. It's a bit tricky to try and get your seam ripper under there, and because this is not particularly old or good paper to use, I'm not too worried if I do tear it, but I might just tear a couple of pages out to make it a bit easier to get my seam ripper under there. And this has got two, oops, you can see I just ripped that, 3, 4, be careful not to cut yourself with the seam ripper, and 5. I think it might be easier the further you get into the book, so as I said, because this is not a vintage book or anything like that, I'm not too worried about it. So now we can take all of the pages out, and I think that the last two, or the outside pages of the signature, will stay in the book. Yeah, so those two pages are glued in there, so they stay. And we just work our way through all of the signatures in the same way. If this was an old book and you wanted to conserve your pages, you would have to be a lot more careful doing this procedure. Easier. I certainly wouldn't want to be trying to save these books, actually, these pages, because it's quite tricky. And I suppose that, oops, I suppose that the fact that this is a pretty new book. I think it was 2005 or 2004, so it's not that old. So everything's still pretty firm and in good nick. But we don't want to make too much damage, because the actual the actual outside pages of the signature have to stay in the book and be firm in there. So once again, take the middle pages out. So if you do get a book that's got vintage pages in it, you can have lots of loose pages to play with. I'm just taking them out one at a time, and I would suggest you do the same too, until you become familiar with how many pages are actually. Okay, so that's it. See how they're not coming away from there? So that's it for that signature. Okay, so you can see I've got a few signatures there to do. I'm going to go off and do those. No need for you to watch me do that. You've got the idea now. So these are all the pages that have come out of it so far. I've only done 2 signatures, so I'm going to have a lot of pages, aren't I? Anyway, I'll take the rest of them out, and then I'll come back. And once again, the green, the plain cover is a good idea. I also bought this while I was at the op shop, and I thought that might make a nice wraparound for the cover. Anyway, I'll be back when I've got all the papers out. So I've done that many, and this last one here, I didn't actually cut the strings. I just pulled because I know there's 7 pages or 7 double pages in each signature, and I just pulled them out. Now, I haven't seen anyone else do this, so I'm not sure if there's some sort of pitfall to it. I guess that if you're trying to save your pages, and this sort of thing might be a problem. But I can't see why it would be any worse than cutting the strings, to be honest. But I guess that I will soon find out. I've been talking and not counting, so I'm not sure, but I think this is the last one. Yeah, they're stuck in. So I'm going to do the rest of the book like that and see. I can't see any problem with it at this stage. Whether there will be something to come back and bite me on the butt, I don't know. But if you do know of any reason why this is not going to work, please leave it in the description box below so that I can keep an eye out for it as I progress through my journal. But I've got a fair amount of book here. Okay, so I'm going to go and do that. I'm going to pull the rest out without cutting the threads. I think the threads look okay in there. These are the ones that I've cut. I'm not quite sure whether I have to cut them off shorter or what I have to do with them, but it's certainly neater as far as the look of the book's concerned if you leave them in there. So that's what I'm going to do for the rest of them. See how I go. So I'll be back when I finish the book. Okay, so I've taken all of the excess pages out of here, and that leaves me with this. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I think the idea is, I'm not sure actually, as I said, this is my first one, but I will certainly make some of these into pockets. So there, for example, have I got, looks like I might have one too many left in that one. I might leave it there because I'll use that to make some pockets. Although I've got quite a few. No, only that one. You can see here where I'm talking that these pages are not actually glued in. Anyway, so that is my book so far. Now I'm going to, some of these I'm going to glue together to make a pocket page. Okay, so the papers I'm going to use for this are these papers here. It's a digital kit from Paperomia. I will put a link in the description box below. This one's called something Rainbow, but I will put a complete link down there. So I love the papers. They're so 3D, and she has like the full A4 size pages, but she also has these which are 2 pages to a page, and they are going to be the perfect size for this book. That was one of the reasons I chose this book. So if I put that under there, you can see I will trim each of these pages down a fraction and they'll be perfect. So that will be the paper that I'll be using throughout this journal. It's beautiful colours. I will be using some plain papers as well. So, and there's whites and creams in there, so I can do a combination of both of those, but it's got like all of the beautiful colours of the rainbow, all pastel-y. So I'm looking forward to using this one. Alright, so I'm going to have a think about what I want to do with this, how I want to have pockets and so on in here, and when I've worked that out I'll be back and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so I have been through here and I have paper clipped my pages together. This one I am going to make into a side opening pocket. Now to do that, all I have to do is run a bead of glue along here. Oops. And a bead of glue along here. And then join those 2 pages together. So let's see if we can't get them to match up perfectly. So we want the ends to be like so. Okay. Now I will cover those with pattern paper, and we'll do that in a different video. At the moment I'm just going to put my pages and pockets together as I see fit. Now this page, I think this is just going to be a normal page, so I'm just going to stick these 2 together. Because I won't be able to get these pages under my sewing machine, which is what I usually like to do, I will have to make sure that they are glued to the edges. We want to try and make sure that we get them lined up well. Okay, so that will be that page. Now this page, I'm thinking that I might do a side pocket. So what I'm going to do is, if I'm going to put that like that, I should really cover this page first, shouldn't I? So I'll do that. Or what I might do is just fold that over. I don't really want it that far down, so I might just fold it down as much as I want it, which is about there. And then I'll attach that to that, because I don't really want to do the pattern paper thing today, but if I mark that like that, I'll know what's happening there. Okay. Now this one here, I will just stick those two together. You could just use these as single pages, but the videos that I've seen, they do tend to stick the pages together. I guess that's to hide that centerpiece there. Let's try and get these lined up. Has not stuck very well, has it? That's because this one page here is now this one. This one we might do a corner pocket. Which would be like that. So I'd have to put pattern paper behind that, so I'm just going to paper clip those two together. like so. This one will be stuck together. It's a nice blank page there, but now this one I'm going to make into a top pocket. So I'm going to glue down the longer side here and across the bottom. I'm just going to put a clip up there to remind me that that has got a pocket up there. And when I put the pattern paper on, I'll punch a thumb notch up there. I don't want to do that until I've done the paper, the pattern paper. Now what have we got left here? We've got two. Perhaps we'll do another half page pocket, I think. Oops, and then we'll just stick these two together. Now we can still add envelopes and pockets and flips and all those sorts of things to these pages as well. So that's all I'm going to do in this journal for today. I'm going to finish this video off here, and next video we will add the pattern paper and the pockets and all those sorts of things. We'll add probably some flips as well. That one's not stuck yet. Yeah, so today we've just basically covered the construction section. I'm going to let all of this dry now, and then when I come back we'll do some prettying up of this piece. Alright, well thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this. As I said, this is my first attempt at an altered book, and so far I'm liking it. I'm guessing that I will come across some pitfalls. Some of the way the pages are laying doesn't look that good to me. You know, just the sticking two pages together doesn't help them to sit nice and flat. So anyway, we'll see how it all goes when it's all dried and coming together. Alright, well thank you for joining me. I hope you can join me next video, and yeah, I hope you enjoy some crafting, and if you're thinking of doing one of these altered books, yeah, I'd recommend it. So far I'm happy with what's happening, but we'll wait and see, eh? As I said, first time for everything. Alright, well thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye.